What's up guys, it's DJ Migz here today and welcome to my second video of my DJ tutorial series where I'm going to be teaching you all the basic fundamentals of DJing so that you'll be successful in creating your own mix. So today we're going to be going over beat matching. Now keep in mind, to make a proper mix you don't actually need really expensive DJ equipment. So I'm actually going to change my controller just like this.
Damn!
Anyways, beat matching is the ability to line up two tracks so that you can easily flow from track A to track B. The songs used in this tutorial today will be pasted down below in the description so you can download them and plug them into your DJ software so you can follow along with our tutorial. So just a quick run through if you didn't already know. In a controller we have three components. We have two decks and a mixer. Each deck is capable of manipulating a track and it will send its audio signal into the mixer where you can adjust things such as volume, you have some effects such as your filters, and we have EQ. From there it'll send the audio signal out of the board and into your speakers where it'll project your mix from there. These square looking things are called performance pads and they can do a variety of things such as hot cues where you can set a preset point in the track and every time you press the button it will always go back to that point. We also have some pad effects where you can add some cool sound effects. We have the slicer, which is a little bit more of a complex feature of the controller, and we have samplers. Right here we have the jog wheels and platters. Now when most people think of the platters, they normally think of people scratching and going like all of this and that. But for the purpose of this tutorial, we're only going to be using it for adjusting the track so that we can shift it forward or shift it back a little bit. You'll see it later on in the tutorial. Alright, to start practicing your beat matching, we're going to begin by using the same song loaded on both tracks. So here I have a Future House track with a 2-phrase intro. It is called Close by IZECOLD and Molly Ann, and it is the Brooks remix. Now keep in mind before beat matching, you want to match up the BPM so that they line perfectly together. It's like in that movie Speed where they had to transfer people from the bus with the bomb onto the bus with all the police in it. In order for that to happen, they had to line up the two buses' speed perfectly so that they could safely transfer people from one bus to the other. It is the same concept here with DJing where we need to have both tracks playing at the same speed according to their BPM in order to efficiently transition the tracks together. You can adjust the BPMs using the tempo sliders here, but because they are the same track, they are both set to 128 beats per minute, so we don't need to change anything. So now that we have the BPMs matched, right here we're going to set track A to a 32 beat loop, and that's by just setting an auto beat loop and setting it to 32. And so by doing so, we can endlessly beat match as the track will never end and we'll only have the beat playing. So like I mentioned, we're gonna let deck A play with a 32 beat loop. And then after one phrase of counting, we're gonna let in our second deck and we're gonna beat match it from there. So I'm gonna play the track A. Okay, now I don't know if you noticed, but there's a little bit of skipping between the two tracks. And that's because they weren't perfectly lined up in the software. You'll notice that when we were playing it, it kind of looked like this, where the two beats weren't perfectly lined up in our software. And so in order to fix that, we have to use the jog wheels. And that's by using the sides of it so that it'll slide the track a little bit forward or a little bit back. So we want it to look like this, where if you look above at our software in Rekordbox, the two beats are perfectly lined up so that if we play it, it sounds pretty much perfect. Okay, so we're gonna do the exact same thing again, but this time we're gonna use the jog wheels to fix the track, and from there it should sound perfect and we should have all of the beats lined up from track A and track B. We're gonna get ready to start it, ready. And we're we're gonna move it clockwise to move the second track forward a little bit this way. So if you look right now, they're perfectly lined up. Okay, so to keep practicing, I just recommend just having that loop play, and then after each phrase, you're just gonna restart track B, and just to practice your beat matching until you have it mastered. Okay, so you now mastered it using the computer. Now I highly encourage you guys to do it without the computer, and they call it beat matching by ear. So you'll need a pair of headphones or earphones to do so. So when it comes to mixing, you're gonna want to press the Q button on the channel you'll beat match with. And so be sure that your headphone setting is set to Q. And so when you press Q, what it means is that the track that it's selected to, you're gonna hear it in your headphones, and it's not gonna be played out on the speakers. So if, let's say, track A is playing on the speakers, if I press Q on track B, this is what I'm gonna be hearing on my headphones. Okay, so we're gonna do the exact same thing, and you use our ears to listen for the beat matching. I'm gonna play track A, wait one phrase, and then start track B. I'll then use the jog wheels to ensure that the songs are matched perfectly, and once they are matched, I can then switch the tracks from A to B, and we can just continue doing that from there. So I'm gonna plug in my headphones right here. We're gonna set our loop, have it set to 32. I'm gonna play that one phrase, and then we'll go from there. Halfway through the phrase. 8, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now we started the next deck. And you can hear it's a little bit delayed, so we're gonna slide the track forward, so shift the jog wheel clockwise. Now it went a little bit too much, so we're gonna move it back. And there we go, we have it beat matched. Anyways, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below if you enjoyed this video. You can also turn on the bell on my channel to be notified whenever I post new content on my channel. Hope to see you guys in the next video where we continue beat matching and dropping it on the one. And thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.